Hello everyone, this is Chris here. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today is part 2 of smartphone photography tips. We are going to give you 3 new tips for taking nicer photos on your smartphone. The first one is composition, second one is framing, and third one is creative ideas you can use to spice up your smartphone photography. Okay, so without any further delay, let's head out to our photo shoot location. Here at our first shooting location. Here it's the Marina Coastal Expressway MCE. So we are standing directly under it. Right here you can see rows of pillars behind me, the support beams that support this expressway. Why is composition important when you're taking photos on your smartphone? So last week we talked about the rule of thirds. This week we are going to talk about another 2 rules or another 2 key principles that we can accentuate your subject and can bring attention to your subject rather than a busy background, which is leading lines as well as repeating patterns. For the shot that we just took, I had Sean standing in the middle of those 2 columns of pillars that you see behind us. So I was employing 2 principles mainly. So number 1 was what we mentioned, repeating patterns. You can see on the left of the image there are repeating lines and patterns that are formed by the pillars, and also the leading lines, the convergence of these 2 rows of pillars in which I place Sean in the middle. So to me this forms a very compelling image rather than just standing beside a pillar. One creative idea that we can share for you, especially when there's a lot of rubbish on the ground, there's a lot of distracting elements that are on the ground and you want to remove it. From the sample photo here you can see that we've created a reflection below the image. And how we did that is that we borrowed a friend's smartphone, we placed it below our camera lens, and that created a reflection that actually removed the ground. And especially in places like this where there are repeating lines, repeating patterns and leading lines, it forms quite a unique and compelling image. You might be wondering why we are sitting in front of a puddle here. After rainy days or when you are walking along a place like this, you might come across a puddle like this. So this gives us an opportunity to make use of this puddle to get reflections. So other than your friend's mobile phone, you can also use the puddle to create nice reflections. So we'll show you a sample photo right here. Okay, what you can see is that Sean is standing in the distance. We have used this puddle to create a reflection of him in the photo. The trick to getting a nice reflection is actually to hold your phone camera lens really close to the water. Of course, be careful not to get it wet, but hold it as close to the water as possible to get the clearest reflection that you can. Basically, your camera lens has to be at a very acute angle to the water to create a very clear reflection. If you find a very nice backdrop but you finish all the water in one puddle, see there's no more water, we have one suggestion for you. Our next tip will be framing. So as the name states, we are using elements in our environment to form a frame around our subject to create a more compelling composition. So in our sample image you can see Sean sitting in the middle of a pavilion. So the pavilion forms a rectangular frame around him, bringing emphasis to him as the subject. And the next image that you can see would be the image of him framed by the spokes of the bicycle wheel. So that's another way that we can use everyday objects around us to create interesting and unusual frames. Thank you for watching our video today. Hope you learned something new. And if you have any ideas on what you want us to share for our future videos, please comment below, subscribe so to keep updated on all the new videos that will be coming out in the weeks ahead. So once again, thank you for watching our video and see you next week. Covering 3 new tips. Composition. I made Sean sit in the middle of a... shit.